First to Neil, you've previously contributed to charity organizations like American Cancer Society, Stand Up to Cancer, and as this film is obviously about cancer, how did that help inform your perspective and your experience working on this film?
On to you, Neil.
Cancer is a very serious issue, very important. I think it's worth discussing because the earlier you can talk about it and the earlier you can detect it, the larger percent of a chance that you can have of stopping it, right? And so keeping the conversation alive is great. I never really considered this a movie that was laden with like cancer as an overlay. I found it much more an interesting British ensemble movie about kids growing up. And then I think the sucker punch of the realities of cancer are what are so impactful. When you watch it, you forget that it's happening, and then you realize that it's happening, and it really hits hard. George told me his own personal stories, and I found those very moving. And I'm sort of parroting what you had told me, really, which was this was a movie taking place at a cancer camp that has nothing to do with cancer, and you've had your own, you know, familial situations with cancer. And so I was just really impressed by that idea. And then I get to play the head of the camp, who's trying very hard to be dad joke, silly, fun, to not have that own the conversation. And yet through the movie you get to learn a little bit more about my backstory. So again, it allows the pathos to bubble up when necessary, but it doesn't need to feel like a movie that's specific to that.